enrolled agents. Mr. Lopez, can you hear me?
I can. Thank you, Tony. Good to be here.
Yes, and as many of you are doing so, we are in our homes to stay safe. There's a new virus that is spreading, and everybody knows that already, but we are still bringing to you the news and the information you need to grow and survive till this is over. And so we put together, Mr. Lopez put together this nice presentation that titled COVID-19 and Taxes, What You Need to Know. So that's great. What was one of the reasons you put this together, Mr. Lopez?
Well, the IRS issued a brand new code section 7508A yesterday. And what it does is, let me move the screen here.
Yeah, let's get started.
Let's get started. So it was affected by the COVID-19, the virus that's going around, the coronavirus 19. And it's a new code section, 7508A. Now, what it does is it changes the due date for making federal income tax payments that are due on April 15th. Have now been postponed to July 15th, 2020. So it used to be in the past, your taxes, you could always file an extension, but your taxes were always due April 15th, see? And if you didn't pay them on April 15th, you would get charged a late payment penalty. And if you didn't file your tax returns on April 15th, you got a late filing penalty. So what this new code section does is it actually postpones that payment that was due on the 15th to July 20th. Now, here's what you have to do, though. You got to file your tax returns or a reasonably accurate extension to establish the amount you owe. See, you just can't file an extension with zero and then pay the tax on July because your tax isn't zero. So it's a little tricky here. So you got to make sure that you file. And what we recommend you to do is if you haven't got it figured out, pay what you owed last year. See? That gives you the safe harbor rules. Yeah.
That's a good point. So pay what you owed last year, but don't just send in zeros. Do the actual tax return, right?
Exactly, or as much of it as you can. Now, the other side to this is, and this is going to be to our California viewers, and I apologize if you're not from California, but a lot of our audience is, and what the California Franchise Tax Board did was they extended various tax filings and payment deadlines. See, so California went a step further and said any tax return that was due on March 15th, which is partnerships, certain LLCs and S corps, the flow-throughs, those are now due June 15th. See, so we got an extra filing date on those flow-throughs. So it includes the partnerships and the LLC are now due along with the payments. So the Franchise Tax Board extended the due date. See? So you don't need to file an extension until June 15th. Now, individuals, the 1040 clients, we got a 60-day extension to file and pay by June 15th. So April, May, June for individuals, and also June 15th for partnerships, LLCs, and various flow-throughs. Corporations also received an extension, but we highly recommend that you go see a qualified professional who has credentials to help you file this return. Now, here's some more information we'd like to give you. How do you file it? So the way you file these returns is you write COVID-19 in black ink on the top of your return, because you have to alert the Franchise Tax Board and the IRS of your request. Now, please don't call us up and ask us how to do this on your professional tax software. What you need to do is follow your software instructions. Ask them how to do this. Ask them how to enter disaster information. Now let's talk about Lopez Tax Service. That's our retail tax firm. We have 6 offices. We prepare over 9,000 current year returns and a few hundred business returns, extensions, last year returns. So we're a pretty busy company. And trust me, we hope that this virus will be contained soon. It's a terrible thing that we just weren't expecting. And what we're recommending and are doing ourselves is we're following the World Health Organization's suggestion regarding the necessity of face-to-face meetings. We're placing a hold on face-to-face meetings. As soon as information is released for us to resume our face-to-face meetings, we'll let you know. And in the meanwhile, we'll make every attempt to complete your tax return before the filing deadline. However, we're changing up our normal tax season because this is not a normal tax season. So you may be placed on an extension. We've reduced our office hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to make sure our staff stays healthy and everybody is working to make sure that we can finish everything on time. So what we want to do now is let you know, and we want to reassure you, we understand your urgency to file your taxes timely. So please drop off your information. We'll follow up with a phone call. We want to make sure that you're safe, that our staff is safe, and that we all file our tax returns timely and don't pay any more than we have to. So well-being is our #1 priority. We need to maintain business continuity. As the government, the President administration said yesterday, they don't want to disrupt our business. The President said we need to maintain business continuity. So this is very challenging to the United States, the rest of the world. We want to thank Intervision and KCBA for helping us get this message out. If you have any questions, please contact us. We're easy to find, lopeztax.com. You see our 800 number. You can even text us to our flagship office on Davis Road. Any questions, Tony, or comments?
Yeah. So people are saying, thank you so much. This is just what we needed. I was lost, but now I know I have a game plan. And then somebody did ask, do you recommend that we should close our offices or just shut the door or minimize staff?
Okay, so let me answer that. Now, I'm not the government, nor do I pretend to speak for the government, but I'm going to give you my personal experience. So I emailed our attorneys who are employment attorneys and asked them, are we an essential business to stay open? You know, essential businesses can stay open like grocery stores, gas stations, transit. So there's a lot of businesses.
Yeah, I stopped the share.
Okay, you stopped the share?
Yeah, so we could have a conversation like that. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I asked the attorneys, are we an essential business? Because the code for the order says businesses that are professional, like lawyers, accountants, that help businesses meet their deadlines are exempt. Well, one thing that we do at Lopez Tax Service is we prepare payroll for about 100 different customers. We provide sales tax, which is due on the 24th in California. We provide bookkeeping to get to the numbers that you need. So we are considered an essential company, essential business in Monterey County and Santa Clara County. So here's what I recommend you to do. That's a great question. Call your county health department and ask them if you're an essential business. Or call your attorney And I recommend all of you to put some money aside, put some budget aside so that you can have some legal money to pay for an attorney because it's invaluable. We've already been, so some of our competitors have already been shut down because they don't offer essential services. They don't offer payroll. They don't offer, sales tax or bookkeeping to get to those numbers. So one thing that I've said for years, increase your ancillary services. Insurance is not considered an essential business for right now, but add bookkeeping, add payroll, add sales tax, add business advisory services to make yourself more valuable and to help you during tough times like these.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. And I know in our offices and our employees, we're doing something with a VPN, or how does that work? How are we being able to work virtually from home but still access our network at the office?
That's great. That's a great question, Tony. So let's start off with an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I don't know how to say that in Spanish, but we say it a lot in English. And I'll learn, I promise. So here's what we did. So our phone system, and you want to look at your phones because you can get a relatively inexpensive IP phone to put in your offices, IP phones. They hook up to the internet. And I recommend that if you are going to work remotely, you need to learn how to turn on the hotspot on your phone. iPhones have hotspots. I'm not sure what the Androids or the other models of phone have, but you want to be able to have your phone at your home through your internet, and you want to be able to have your computer be able to log in to remote assistance. So that way you can work at home comfortably. You have your system set up, and we've been very fortunate that we weren't planning on having this happen. So we had the products and the services already built in to our telephones and into our switches. So it's worth it to spend a couple $1,000, get an IT person in there and tell them, hey, I want to be able to work remotely in case there's another shutdown like this where I can take a phone, plug it in, or I can twin my phones. Twinning means you put in your phone number to your cell phone, hit twin, and when someone calls your number, it dials your phone. If your phone doesn't pick it up, it records it, makes it a voicemail recording. This way you get your email at home, everything, you have a home office. Now when you create your home office, make sure you create it to feel, look, smell, touch like an office, and you feel more comfortable. I know that's what I've had to do. I have my office chair being delivered today. I'm sitting on my kitchen chair, but I do have the office set up here. I have my phone already twinned up, and I got my all my other stuff working. So that's, Tony, is what I recommend to do. And we'll get a list together and we'll post it on our website or email it to you. It'll be in our blog. Look in our blog to get this info.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. And then those that are listening, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our page, follow our blog, because we're going to keep bringing you great information because what I've been telling people is you need to adjust, have a plan, because if you just assume this is going to go away, what if it doesn't go away as fast as we think? And then you're going to be caught without a plan. And that's when it gets scary, when there's no plan. But if there's a plan, you can just execute and pivot as you need to.
We need to have a plan, folks. We had this plan 3 or 4 years ago, never thinking we were going to have to implement it or execute on it. So we've been scrambling for the past 3 days to get everything up and going. And we did.
Yeah. So do you think that the COVID-19, this whole, situation is going to change the way we do taxes? Is it going to change our profession, our industry, or is it just going to eventually go away and back to normal? What do you think? Lopez?
Here's what I think. Yes, it's definitely going to change the fabric of our society. That's been changed. Never in the history of the U.S. since smallpox came in here have we had this kind of a invasion of a virus. And there's been other pandemics in the world. You know, like I said, smallpox was a pandemic. There's been several, but this is the first modern day pandemic. And I think it's going to, like what it did for us, now we're more well planned. We have more resources that if we do have to go home and work or you know, use the 6-foot rule and do the society distancing, whatever they call that, we'll be ready for it. Social distancing.
Yes. And then I know a lot of people have been asking regarding like Latino Tax Fest and this summer. And as far as we know, everything is still planned and ready to go, but we're monitoring the situation very close.
We're monitoring it almost by the hour. So as things change and develop, we will certainly let all of you know what we're doing, because we want everyone to have a very successful fest experience this year like we did last year.
Yes. Either way, we're going to try to update you, even if we have it online, or we're going to still bring you the latest tax updates so you can be ready for next tax season for sure. Oh, look, it's your little grandson.
That's
hey,
right. See,
what's
this
his
is
name?
the benefit. This is one of the benefits of working at home, is you get to have your family come around you. This is my grandson, Ezra. Now he's getting all embarrassed and trying to hide. All right.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Mr. Lopez. And
Thanks.
we'll, tune in soon. But thank you for all the great information. And everyone, stay in there, and we'll come back fast with some more info.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we'll have another one of these tomorrow in Español.
Yes, of course, en español para nuestra gente.
Para
Perfecto.
nuestra gente. Gracias a todos. Nos vemos. Adiós.